We want to get married but live in different states. Hi, I'm Jim Hacking, immigration lawyer practicing law throughout the United States out of our offices in St. Louis, San Diego, Washington, D.C., and Chicago, Illinois. In this video, we're talking about situations where someone like on an F visa or a work visa marries a U.S. citizen or lawful permanent resident and wants to apply for adjustment of status based on that marriage. The plan is to eventually live together, but in the short term, we don't know exactly when that's going to happen. So this is a scenario that comes up often. We talk to people all the time here on international student visas like Fs or Js, and they have fallen in love with a U.S. citizen. They go regularly to see their partner, or maybe their partner had to move right before they got married or right before they applied for an immigration benefit. Maybe they went to school together and they both graduated, and one got a job in Cleveland, one got a job on OPT in Cincinnati, and so we have them in two different cities. How are we going to handle that? How can this case be approved? Well, whenever we come across a scenario like this, I always ask the people that are involved in the situation, the spouses or the fiancés, and I say, well, three things. Number one, do you have a legitimate reason for living apart? Like, can we document the reason why? So if you have a job in Cincinnati for Procter & Gamble and you're making twice as much as you could make if you're living with your spouse in Cleveland, that's a good reason to be separated from each other. And so they're going to want to look at that. They're going to want to see proof of that. You're going to have to walk them through why you actually live together. Second thing is, what are you doing to see each other? Do you go see each other once every 2 months, like a guy who called me on the Immigration Answer Show the other day? Or do you go down every weekend or every other weekend, or go down 3 days a week? Whatever it is, do you spend time together? Do you appear to be in love? Do you appear to be people who want to spend as much time as humanly possible, that are sort of sad when you have to go back to Cleveland or go back to Cincinnati, whatever the case may be? And so that's number two, which is, what are you doing now to spend time together? So really what I'm talking about is past, present, and future. Past is, what's the real reason why you have to live apart? Present is, what are you doing now to stay together as much as you can? And in the future, what's the long-term plan? And that's the third question. What's the long-term plan for staying together and being together? And so if you have one more year of school to do and your spouse had to move away to start their kick-ass job at Procter & Gamble, that's going to make a lot more sense than if you have an open, no decision, no time anywhere in the near future. The officer wants to believe you. The officer wants to understand, yeah, this makes sense. This couple is living apart just temporarily because one of them got this great job or something like that. It's still going to be a high hurdle. It's still going to be a high burden. You're still going to have to satisfy them that the marriage is real. This is especially true if the beneficiary was out of status. So when a beneficiary is out of status and marries someone and they don't live with them, not good, not good. You're already starting behind because they think that you were out of status, so you paid someone to get married so that you could then get in status, that your marriage is inherently not real. It's just to get an immigration benefit. When you don't live together, that's just giving them more ammunition to hit you over the head with. And I've even had people who were out of status, weren't living together, and didn't have a plan on when to live together. And I frankly turned that case down because it was going to be very, very hard to approve. So those are the things that you need to think about. I think this is especially true in 2025, where they're looking for reasons to say no. So you're going to have to show that the relationship is real. I would say that, I always ask people on a scale of 1 to 10, how much evidence do you have? 1 being very little, 10 being a lot. I would say that if you're living apart, you need 12. You need extra evidence. You need longer detail. What I don't like is when people live apart and they haven't really known each other all that long. That just seems screwy. I think USCIS says, I think this is just to get Abdullah or Vinesh a green card, not really because Abdullah and Vinesh are in love with somebody else. So that's the deal with that. So if you have any questions or if you're thinking about hiring us, give us a call at 314-961-8200. Happy to help with green card cases like this. Also, you can email us info@hackingimmigrationlaw.com. If you're just looking for free resources or just have a question, come on my Immigration Answer Show. Ask me a question. We do that show 3 or 4 times a week. You can text the word show to 314-470-3300. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel so that whenever we go live, you can get alerted to that. And then finally, follow us on TikTok @Immigration Hacking. Thanks so much. We'll see you next time.